Hi everyone, welcome back to Via Oracle. I got off the phone with a friend today who left an abusive relationship. It's interesting when you give someone a chance, even though they're maybe uglier than what you would like, or you think they're nice, and then they end up being crazy and trying to kill you. So, yeah, I'm just gonna pull from the Shaman Oracle and see what we get. Fire. Because we have the fire, and it's interesting when people perceive you as weak because you're love and light, because you hold godlike source in you. They mistranslate your generosity as being kindness or weakness, when in actuality fire can both warm or burn. So yeah, we all have that side to us, the fiercely protective divine warrior side to us. I'm gonna pull from the sexual tarot today to start. Okay, Three of Pentacles. Collaboration. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Let me pull from Light Seers. Tell me more about the Three of Pentacles and the fire. It seems like there's passion and new relationships forming. King of Cups. A soft, heart-connected masculine. A steady, safe energy. Tell me more about this union. Seems like we're having a relationship come through. The Fool. Okay. Could be a new beginning, could be the shadow side of the Fool. What's going on with the Fool? Oh gosh, it's a lot of cards. Oh, that one just flew out. The Hermit. Okay. Oh. Gotta get a grip on these cards. I'm learning how to shuffle different, if you can't tell. King of Swords. Okay, masculine energy here. It's looking like the masculine is connecting with the feminine. Actually, the masculine himself, I think, is just coming out of hermit mode after realizing that someone wasn't who they said they were, and it made him go into like a deep introspective state. And now he's coming out of it with more edge, more discernment, a sharper kind of hesitance and judgment, and yeah, discernment really strong here. Fire. Three of Pentacles. Tell me more about the fire and the Three of Pentacles. Oh. Okay. Two of Cups, Page of Wands. So there was some innocence, some naivety here. The pages are always very like naive energies to me. It feels like the masculine, yeah, trusted somebody in collaboration with a new project, a new idea. It wasn't what he hoped, and he's since gone into a shaman Buddhist retreating hermit state, and is coming out the other side with maybe like a little chip on his shoulder. And it had to do with the woman. So there was a collaboration here. Fire energy, so Sagittarius, Aries, and I was gonna say Scorpio, but Scorpio's water. What's another fire sign? Leo energy here. Okay, tell me more about what happened with the masculine. Ka. Okay, interesting. this is like all over. Again with the hexahedron. So the masculine, his vital life force creates a container around whatever project or relationship he pours himself into. And there's the ka, the fire, the chi. It's like, that's the pure primal life force energy that he was offering to his feminine. And he was offering it without a lot of boundaries or discernment. And because he had like this spark idea, this inspiration, he wanted to collaborate. And so he ended up in a situation where he falls headfirst into a project that leaves him coming out the other side feeling like he's been to war, is what I get from those cards. Okay, let me pull from the Sacred Mysteries. Tell me more about where the masculine is at right now. Concentration again. Okay, that's what's happening with the King of Swords. There's a concentration and a discernment and a kind of containing that wasn't there before. It's like the masculine has learned that there's a reason people crave his energy. We've kind of already gone over this before. Tell me more about the Fool card. What's going on with the Fool? Reality. Yeah, because the masculine wasn't really attuned to the more darker aspects of reality. There was maybe resistance to some shadow work with this. And so the King of Cups, if it's not tempered with some strong borders with the hexahedron, he can end up getting his life force energy, his ka, his fire siphoned out of him. Okay. Yeah. And so it led him into the state of retreat with the Hermit. Tell me about the Hermit with the masculine. Fear. Right, because he's afraid of it happening again with someone taking advantage of his energy, his power, and wasting his time, putting himself into relationships that aren't working out. An overcompensation masculine, I think you can find balance where you have boundaries, but you don't close off everybody. I'm picturing a masculine who, after stepping out into the world and connecting with a negative karmic, just gets totally jaded about everybody and is like, I'm never going outside into social events ever again. It's like, you can still go out. You can still have friends. Boundaries, protection, energetic protections need to be learned. Okay. I'm going to pull from the animal totem here. Badger. Interesting. The badger in homeopathy is kind of a complaining energy. It's not a very empowered energy, but let me see what my pamphlet has to say about the badger. Earth energy, storyteller, aggressiveness, single-mindedness, passion, cunning, revenge, perseverance, groundedness, knowledge of the earth, earth magic, and wisdom. When Badger shows up in your life, you're being told that you have to own the right to walk your path at your own pace. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be and that all you need to walk this path is being given to you. Stay grounded. And the aggressive nature of the badger is giving you the message that you are well within your rights to get upset if someone is trespassing on your goodwill. So boundaries, again with the badger. Yeah, masculine, you don't need to give yourself to everyone. There's a lot of false victims who do this entrapment with divine masculine where they triangulate and they try to get the masculine to come save them, only to find out that this person was never a victim. They were a perpetuator of their own dramas. So let me pull from the Kali Oracle here. What do we need to know about the Badger? It's a lot of cards. Oh God. I'm really struggling with shuffling today, if you guys can't tell. Tell me about the Badger. Okay, Dharma of Kali, right. Moving from Karma into Dharma. And Bhadra Kali. Okay, Dharma and Bhadra. 37. Let me see if I can find it here. 37, Dharma of Kali. Such long descriptions. A new order is being established. You're moving from your karmic timeline to your dharmic timeline. And she is about embracing both your shadow and light, knowing that it is ultimately all God expressed, because you need to have spikes. There needs to be spikes on a rose. There needs to be spikes on a cactus, even when there's juice inside. So there needs to be self-defense here. There needs to be boundaries. There needs to be energetic, physical, verbal boundaries set with these kinds of people. Bhadra Kali. And she is about healing your heart of fear, maintaining the sweetness. So masculine, you're afraid to not be sweet. You don't want to harden yourself, but then you end up being too sweet. Let me find this card here. You end up being too sweet, and then you end up hurting yourself to the point that you're overcompensating. And there needs to be a middle ground where you realize you can actually maintain your sweetness better by setting boundaries that are sustainable. Okay, tell me more about this karmic situation that was so hurtful and damaging to the masculine. Okay, we have the owl reversed. Like a dark witch vibe, honestly. Pull from Sacred Hags. Tell me more about this, maybe witch energy. Oh, yeah. Hag of the South Desert and Hag of the Storms. Hag of the South Desert. She's probably, I know Hag of the Storms is, there's a storm and you're facing challenges that are bringing up a lot of shadow, some maybe dark magic involved. Hag of the South Desert is, I have no idea what she's about, honestly. But from the looks of it, she kind of looks crazed here, so I'll just go off the imagery. Let me pull from Sacred Mysteries. Tell me about this Hag of the Desert. Flow. Going with the flow of the storm. Tell me more about flow. Okay, peace. Flow, peace. They wanted your peace, masculine. Tree vessel, because you're a divine masculine energy. Yeah. You have powerful healing, alchemizing energy. It's very attractive to all the wrong people, is what I'm getting from these cards. Let's pull from this sexual tarot. Tell me about the owl and the hags. What's going on here? Just like all over the place. Okay. Five of Pentacles, like poverty. Four of Cups, waiting. Yeah, it was like there was a feminine who kept you in poverty and kept you waiting. You waiting emotionally unavailable is what I get from these cards. Somebody who's just draining you. Somebody who, oh, why can't I keep track of any of these cards today? Somebody who was laughing at your expense when you were in storm or when you were in struggle. Somebody who enjoyed watching you struggle because they couldn't handle how bright your light was. Okay. I'm gonna pull another Seers Tarot. Tell me about this person and what are they laughing at? What's going on? Oh, the devil. Yeah, like a devil dark energy. Somebody who wanted your demise. Seven of Cups reversed. Someone who wanted your resources. They were stealing from you, masculine. They were taking from you financially and energetically. And this is a feminine who was into dark magic with the reversed owl here. Making your worst fears come true. Making you poor. Making you struggle. And convincing you that you were in this together, but it was really just you struggling to provide for her this whole time. And trying to say that, like, this is what you were building together, the Ten of Pentacles, when really it's just you pouring out all your energy to this feminine and not getting anything in return. A vampire comes to mind, like major vampire energy here. Yeah. Just like a real bitch. And a shapeshifter is what these cards are telling me. So from young to old, old to young. Mother Gothel is like coming to mind right now. Okay. So she was like pretty in the beginning and then she got kind of ugly, honestly. It's like, why were you even with her? Tell me more. Yeah, the Sorcerer reversed. Yeah, a total and then soul retrieval. Okay. So it wasn't for no reason. You needed to go through this karmic relationship because she was rubber banding you back onto your highest timeline because you needed something from this. It gave you a part of yourself back. The part of you, if I can find the cards. You guys, I need a different setup. Wherever the Knight of Swords is. You needed to get that part of yourself back. The part of you that can be a hard ass. The part of you that sets boundaries. The part of you that's discerning. That doesn't just let yourself be energetically run over by a feminine. By a distorted, toxic, karmic feminine. Yeah. So this person was very much like a poison shaman for your journey. That's why, if I could find it, Dharma of Kali came through because it slapped you back onto the right timeline. Because before, I think you may have been taking a little bit of a detour. Things were getting a little too apathetic. And then this person wakes you up to the darkness of the world and it flips something on inside you. Those past lives that you had as a warrior, those past lives where people's lives were at stake. People's lives are still at stake, even if we're fighting in the supernatural unseen realms. Even if the war has moved from physical to spiritual, there's still war going on, and you still need to be like on it, locked in. So I think you got your warrior back after dealing with somebody who was pure darkness. The fern forest. Ferns are associated with parasites and narcissism. Tell me more. Isolation. The raven's ritual. This is like a coastal person. I don't know why I'm saying that. Somebody who loves the ocean, loves isolation. Okay. Pulling another Kali card here. Mahamaya illusion. Yeah, like a water spellcasting energy. So she appears soft and sweet and like she's going with the flow. And then actually she's like really uptight. She's taking from you. There's this shadow side that's coming out. Let me pull another Sacred Mysteries. What? Tell me more about the Mahamaya. Mahamaya, unity, detachment. So she's dissociated and needs someone else's energy to maintain a sense of connection to spirit, to God, to oneness. Needs you to maintain that energy. Yeah, it's like you went on a coastal trip together and you saw that. You saw the illusion. You saw through the distortion. Pulling another Sacred Geometry card here. Flower of Life. So doing some healing with water for yourself, masculine. It's like she was a soul retrieval to the water element for you. There was fire, and then you were drawn to her water because it holds codes for you. So you were looking for something, and she was supposed to bring you to that feminine water healing energy, but it was in distortion, so you'll have to claim that water energy in a different way. Tell me more about that. Eight of Swords. Yeah, because you don't need all that anxiety and worry. There's this person is the shadow of water is anxiety and worry. Salt, sea creatures, they have an archetype of anxiety to them. It's very caloric. Okay, the world reversed. Yeah, somebody who couldn't connect with the world like you do. Kind of leveraging off of you to connect to the world, using you as a stepping stool to connect to that. It's because they saw in you, they were so attracted to you, your ability to be in oneness and unity, because you have that magnetism, that fire, but you're connected to spirit in a way that she'll never be masculine because you're you and you're sovereign and autonomous. This is like there's the King of Swords. There's the King of Swords. Yeah. So she'll never be you. Because she's lacking something fundamentally important that you have. If you catch my drift with that card. Okay. I'm gonna pull another sexual tarot. What's going on? Eight of Pentacles. Now she's indifferent because you figured it out. Yeah, Five of Swords reversed. You caught on to the betrayal, you caught on to the dysfunction, and you evaded it. She's mad about it, so she can stay mad because you don't have time to deal with that anymore. Okay, well, let me pull another shaman card. Can we like wrap this up? Okay. The crow. The crow is the truth. The truth is uncomfortable. But the truth is the truth. Always align yourself to the truth. If somebody's distorting the truth to match their ego, that's a red flag. You smelt that a mile away. Luminous warrior, because you're a luminous warrior. So masculine. This card is generally about not having enemies. And it could also meta be telling you that if you're with somebody who has enemies, that's a red flag. It could be telling you that the truth of your protection is in your luminosity, your heart light. Keeping yourself on your purpose, on your path, in prayer and protection, in service and ritual, protects you naturally from that kind of energy. I want to pull from the tarot for more clarity on the crow. What's the truth here? What's the truth? That it's the end of you compromising yourself and your integrity and making yourself smaller and less than to accommodate other people's fears, to accommodate your romantic partner's fears, to help keep them small and hiding because they don't have what you have. It's the end of you being in dysfunctional dynamics with karmic feminines who treat you like crap and drain your energy and take from you financially, emotionally, physically. Okay. Yeah, because now you know what love is. Yes. True love reigns supreme, always, because you used to believe that you needed to compromise and sacrifice because maybe that was your parents, maybe that was all you knew archetypally, and now you've experienced true love and you realize you could have it all, that the right partner makes you more wealthy, healthier, happier. Everything starts to become part of the whole. It starts to become part of your purpose is thriving, abundant. There's family, there's spiritual alignment. You're building a kingdom. You're building a legacy. And that Ka is meant for nothing less than the highest divine, loving, organic timeline. So a mantra that I like to say in prayer is that I am on my highest divine, organic, loving timeline. The organic part is important when you're trying to cancel out the 4D Archon, Reptilian, Draconian, Android timeline. So that's why I say that. And masculine, you are on it. You are officially done with the karmic cycles and loops that have kept you, because you've faced the devil. You've faced darkness. You faced somebody who was hollow of any real empathy or love. And you realize that you deserve so much more than this person could ever give you. Okay, please check out my Stillbite crystal. Check it out. Check it out. It's so pretty. It's so important that you guys look at this crystal. I wish it would focus in. Oh. I put this on my third eye and it was very activating. That was a non sequitur. Anything else to close out with for the masculine? Earth. Yeah, because you're connected to the earth. You're not separate from her. You've always had this connection. And that dark energy this is why I need a new setup here, you guys. This is changing next video. That dark energy is envious of your connection to Pachamama, to Gaia, to all that is the feminine, natural, prosperous, expanding, giving flow of Ka, of life, of Chi. And so it's something that you won't be pouring out into the wrong people anymore, because you're setting boundaries, because you're learning that actually you don't even have to be afraid of if you're going to set the right boundaries or not, because you're on a completely, you've timeline jumped masculine. You're not going to be dealing with that again, and it's because you have your feminine, your true divine feminine now. So congratulations, and I'll see you guys next week, and I will be on like a table or something. Okay, bye.